Welcome to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast.
This pig came barreling.
Just ended up puking last night. It sucked.
Whoa! Ah! We gut it, we wrap it in tinfoil, throw it over the fire.
All right, everyone. This is the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast episode. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. We're trying to bank up, get several podcasts in for January. Hit the ground running in January and keep these podcasts going. We got some stuff we want to change that I'll be announcing in another video about just how the order we do things and some changes to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors. So we obviously have the Redcoat on. He's going to talk about his Montana trip here, and super excited about that and hearing from it. I know we posted some pictures and stuff, so check that out. The video, you guys are going to have to wait until probably September-ish of 2026, maybe August. I know. So you're gonna have to wait there. We're gonna have a film series essentially. For sure, the film series is gonna have my caribou hunt in Alaska with Kyle and my dad, and for sure Ryan's Montana hunt. And then we'll see what else. We had some Nebraska hunts that some guys did, and we have a guy right now as we record this in Montana hunting cow elk. So there's a chance we might have several films. Super excited about that. But before I let Ryan talk, also this will probably come out the very first week in January, which means there'll be a couple days left to get in on the raffle as long as we don't sell out. We are giving away a Texas hog hunt, first responders only and their guests. However, another person can have nominate a first responder, and you could be their guest if they want, and that's fine. We're only paying for the first responder and the guests stay. However, the guests can also buy their own hog if they want. So you get, half off hunt if you want. But check that out. It's $20 raffle ticket. You can buy as many raffle tickets as you want, up to 250 entries. So that's the limit. Super excited about that. Hopefully they're not sold out yet, or if they are for me, that's great. But go to the website, check that out, thethinblueoutdoors.com. Hit the raffle. It's right at the top of the page, and $20 for a chance to win about a $700 value hog hunt. So appreciate that. Trying to give back to as many first responders as we can, and super excited to be hog hunting this year. And on that note, Redcoat, you're up.
Oh, mate. I don't even know where to start. I mean, you're going to have to quick fire the questions because
I can do that.
The way I will start it was just a memorable, unbelievable, amazing. It was just a fantastic trip. And when I say, it's years in the making. It was 3 years of applying, and we've been talking about it for God knows how many years before it. But all the planning, all the preparation, the visions, the dreams, the goals. Like when I tell you the way everything worked out, it was just unbelievable, because everything that we talked about, we actually did it and followed through with all our goals, all our hopes, all our dreams, all our wishes. We could not have asked for a better time. Like the excitement. I've just finished downloading and labeling. I've got 120 gigabytes of video from it. So I think the film's going to be absolutely spot on. And just watching it, I text our Ash saying, I want to be back there right now. The challenges, the style of hunting, just these are all the things that I'm thinking about right now, and I'm not even covering it. It was just so different and so much more challenging than anything we've ever done before. But every challenge we overcame, and we adapted phenomenally to the whole situation. And we had a brilliant, absolutely brilliant, tiring, but brilliant experience. And I got to share it with my brother. I got to share it with Butch and Eric, the guy that we base camped up with. He opened up his house, his outhouse to us, and I can't thank him enough. And Butch got out there a week early, did some scouting, and I can't thank him enough. And our Ash was there keeping us all going. You know what our Ash is like, let's go, even me. There was one day we got into some sticky mud. It had snowed the night before. And Eric and Butch were like, I'm not going out. Gumbo. They were talking about gumbo. Now, the soil in Montana isn't like our soil. It doesn't drain. So that's why it's hard to grow stuff out there. It's like clay. And in fact, they harvest the clay and sell it to people that are making ponds and all that stuff. And I said, I don't want to get out. I don't want to get out. So, come on, let's go. You know what? Our Ash was like, took us on a 2-mile fucking walk. The minute we stood on that ground out the truck and took 3 steps, I could feel a gumbo. And it builds up every single step until after your 4th or 5th step, you're about 4 inches higher. And then next thing, it falls off and then you're dropping down because you're thinking your steps higher than what you are, ankle twisted and all. I was miserable. But he's like, come on, just let's keep going. And I was thinking if it shoots up and dragging the deer out, it was going to be a nightmare. But the best part about that hunt for me is as soon as we got back 2 mile into the wild, got to see a buck breed a doe. And I've never seen it. A big mule deer buck mounting a doe. Going for 1 pump chump, and unfortunately he went the other way. You know what I mean? So just everything, it was just amazing. Even our bad low parts turned out to be highlights. All 3 of us ended up getting our tags filled. It was our Ash's first rifle hunt. It was our Ash's big first out of state. He's done Texas and all that, hogs. But this is big game. It was my first big Western big game hunts. It was a new species. We had a lot to learn, and we just soaked it all in. So that's the introduction. I don't know where you want to go from here.
Yep. So let's back it up a little bit, because this is how long have you been hunting? Because I know, as you guys may know, if you're fans of the channel, Ryan is a adult onset hunter. He didn't grow up doing it. So how many years have you been hunting, first off, approximately?
Well, I'm going to work it out by this one. I moved out to America in 2012 permanently. I was married in 2013. Probably since 2012, I got an introduction to turkey by Butch, and you'll see him on the Montana video. Just an intro. I had one shotgun. That was it.
We started off with turkey, and eventually you got into deer and then coyotes. We obviously done some hog hunting. You got me started down there. But this was even for you. Like, to me, like the hog hunt as people, that's why we like doing it, to start off with new hunters or new first responders. The hog hunt is a very easy out-of-state hunt, especially where we go. It's lodging's great. We eat good food. Again, we call it hunting, but it's redneck grocery shopping, as Ryan always coins. But it's a very easy hunt. So this was you guys' big adventure style hunt.
Adventure is the key word, because of adventure from the minute he got here. Just the whole thing, packing the truck was different. Now I've been building. I bought me Jeep, but I built this Jeep up over 2 years. And every time when I built something up, my reasoning for getting the bigger tires, the reason for getting the 2.5-inch lift, the reason for getting the smart cap, the LED lights, the winch, the reason for this. We do go off-roading, and we do a lot of camping throughout the year. We went to the Ozarks last year, but my whole reasoning was Montana. I had no idea how much I'd actually used the Jeep in the off-roading sense, which again adds to the whole Montana mind-blowing, amazing hunt, adventure. Everything about it, boom, it was an incredible adventure, honest to God.
Well, I'm gonna have some questions at the end, but let's just start by, so you guys made it there. Let's go. How many days are you out there altogether?
So we ended up being we had say 10, 11 days scheduled, but I think left on Monday. We left on a Tuesday morning. We got there at midnight Tuesday night. So our first hunt was Wednesday. We were there for 7 days.
All right, so let's do day by day. We'll go day by day, and then I have some questions at the end. Okay, so day one, you got there. Number one, I guess start out. Butch got a new vehicle, right? On the way out there.
So this is the whole. Butch left, like, say, 5-6 days before we did, and one morning I got up for work. My alarm went off at 4:40. I've got missed calls off Lindsay's grandma. I've got missed calls off Butch. I've got voicemails off both of them. I've got texts. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So what has happened was Butch had set out a week earlier than us to do some scouting. He gets to North Dakota. He's driving through the night. Bang! Smashes into a white-tailed doe. Absolutely obliterates his car. Airbags deployed. The lot. So he's in North Dakota in the middle of nowhere. Was treated really well, though. The cop, Adam, who came and all that stuff, drove him around for over an hour looking for a place to stay. He finds a motel. I calls him, checked it. He's all right. Didn't need the ambulance and all that, this, that, the other. He goes to sleep, wakes up the next morning. First thing he does is goes on his phone, cheap trucks for sale, bang. Finds one, clicks on the very first one. I think it's like a Chevrolet Suburban, a red one, old school, 100,000 miles on it. Bang. Gets in contact with the fella. This North Dakotan drives all the way out to the motel, picks him up, takes him to the car. They do a test drive, this, that, the other. Then takes him back to his car at the junkyard, unloads all his gear, takes him back to the truck, bang, 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 boom, boom, takes him to the bank, gets all his dough out, bang, buys the car. Straight away, I've never heard of it. But there was nothing that was going to stop Butch getting to Montana.
Yep.
That was guaranteed. I knew that. I knew something was going to happen. He couldn't rent a car because the rental company, because it's such a small town, North Dakota, they were in the middle of nowhere. They only did in-state. So he could have took it to Montana, but he would have had to drop it back. There was no way getting back to Wisconsin. Man goes out, writes a check, buys a car. He's back on the road the next day to Montana, just a day later.
All right. So obviously he did some scouting for you guys. When you get there day one, what's the setup? What's the scouting report? What's the plan?
Yeah. So you'll see all this in the video, and I'm so happy with the way it all came out. We did a lot of good work.
And real quick, spoiler alert. I will say, as we're talking, you guys are going to be, if you're watching the video version, you're going to be seeing little clips. I will throw some overlay clips. I'm not going to give the moments, the highlights in it, but I will definitely be teasing some clips on there. You're going to have to wait until September to see the whole video.
Yeah. And, hunting's a team game. And we're always talking about it with the team, Thin Blue Line Outdoors. Without the team, you're not sharing advice, you're not sharing this, tactics and recipes. It's a team game. So everyone's involved in a team. Everyone plays a part. Everyone's got the role, the specialty knowledge. And that's what I love about this game. Even though when you're in the stand, you're alone. And at the end of the day, it's you pulling the trigger or it's you taking the shot. It's the whole thing that builds up. Even on the farm, you've come down to help at the farm. When Jesse started, he put his input in it. Our Ash has put his input. Everyone comes together. So we did 1,190 miles to get there. We smashed it all the way through. We got breakfast on the morning of Tuesday morning. And then the only time we stopped was adding 2 minutes to the journey. We'd stop, gas up, take a piss, get back on the road. Stop, gas up, take a piss, get back on the road. And that was the whole shabam right the way there. We got there, we arrived, base camp, blew me mind. We stayed with Butcher's friends. He used to work with Eric Montana. And you know what, funny enough, Eric Montana's just texted. He's probably already out there hunting geese now. And he's got this outhouse, this garage, which he's turned. It's got a pellet stove in there. Every wall, I can't wait for you to see the video. Every wall, elk, bison, antelope, mule deer, white-tailed deer. The man's got a swan mount. And he was saying something because it's not illegal. It's illegal to shoot swans in most places. Mm-hmm. But I think Montana allows it, but you've got to be in a special drawing or something. Yep. Only allow one. I think it might be like a once in a lifetime. And he's got that in his house, and it was on his ceiling. A full swan mount. This man hunts everything. But it had 2 beds in there. So me and Ash shared a queen size bed the whole trip. But I mean, when we got there, we were just like, just let us get to bed. But the way he set it up was brilliant. It had a TV. It was more than what we could have ever imagined. So we knew at that point our base camp was sorted. You know what I mean? It was basic. It was simple. But we had a bed. We had a TV. And we had all the comforts. We had a fridge and freezer, this, that, the other. We took all our stuff. Obviously, we overpacked, but we had everything we needed to survive out there. So, we brought in our base camp jet broil system and set up a table in there for the cooking. I took my portable 12-volt fridge freezer. So in that case, we took all the meat we were going to eat. But when we got there, Eric had some dove breasts. He wanted to try them. He'd smoked loads of goose breasts. And I'm going to have to give you the recipe because this was phenomenal. He seasoned it and smoked it and then just thinly sliced it. It was amazing. So our base camp was set up. It was brilliant. Morning one, we wake up and Cos had sent me back with some Philly cheesesteak wild hog sausages. He sent loads of that with us. So we had that for breakfast. We're talking. The first spot we go to was now there's block management, which is BMA, and there's BLM. BLM is the public land for those that don't know, and block management is BMA. And I explain this in the video, so I won't go into too much depth. But when you're working with block management, it's a working ranch, and I think the farmers get paid by the Fish and Game.
A lot of out west states do that.
Yeah, a lot of it, and it's brilliant. And you'd never get that in Illinois, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame. But these big working ranches, anyway, I think they get a little bit of a cutback or a kickback off the DNR. As long as you sign in your vehicle description, your name, and as long as you've got a legal tag, as long as you sign in, you can hunt on their property. And it was brilliant. So the first one we went to was BMA, and straight away we got on deer. It was crawling, loads of does, and we got on 2 bucks as well. So on day one, it was afternoon really, because we woke up slow, took our time, our breakfast game plan, got there, and then me and our Ash on afternoon one made a stalk. And at that point I knew, man, this is special. This is fucking special. We were there, we were on the glassing scope, we were glassing, we were ranging, and we're below the horizon on a slope. We'd walked 1.5 miles, whatever it was, and we said, okay, let's go. Now the beauty of it is you can't really make a mistake. You're either gonna put a stalk on and you're going to be successful, or you're going to put a stalk on and not be successful, but you're going to learn a lot. Wind. Now, I'm not a guy that likes to play the wind and the scent game, and I'm still successful. But out there, you've got to play the wind. You have to play the wind. Not so much scent, that it's so vast. Like, it's so vast. You anticipate it's so windy and all that stuff like that, but the wind, if you're putting a stalk on, that's one thing to learn quick. You've got to do it. So we put a stalk on, and we thought there was a buck in the mix. And on the video, you'll see, I think we spooked up 4 doe, all within shooting range. We got that close to them. We stalked them, and then you see them jumping, bang, 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 rolling away. We could have shot them, but you can't. So that was day one. So off the bat, we knew it was a special. I think it was, let's see, when was it? Was it day 3? Or day 2. Oh, here you go. Morning 4. In the morning, we went to a new spot. We done some off-road and we went deep. I built the Jeep because I wanted to get to places where not many people hunt. Now in Montana, especially for out-of-state hunters, what I learned was they do a lot of roadside glassing and roadside shooting. So you can travel with your loads of gun, your gun, not loaded, sorry. You can travel with your gun in the car as long as it's not loaded. And what they'll do is they'll drive around, they'll glass, they'll see something, they'll get out and shoot it. That's your out-of-state typical. I wanted to go further than that. I wanted to adventure. I wanted to explore. I wanted to soak up the experience. So a lot of them do that. So we were going deep to places where people wouldn't go normally. Found a lovely spot. Absolutely stunning. Everywhere you looked, it was gullies, it was ravines, it was cuts. And we found this pinch point where they all came in. Seen a mule deer. I had 30-odd 6, took a shot at it, good shot, hit it. Had a blood trail. It didn't go down, but we done 2 hours of trying to blood search, blood trail this. We done 2 hours, and at that point, I was super satisfied. What I couldn't understand was, I had a nice big pile of blood. And then you've got to get on your hands and knees. That's another thing I learned. Out west, you've got to get on your hands and knees. Butch told me that. So on hands and knees, and then you'd find blood. But when we got back that night, you know, Eric said, "Oh, basically, if you don't see it fall or you don't drop it, you'll never find it." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "It's not like I'm trying to tell you, you've got to get out to that tree stand, Illinois hunting. It's not like that." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "You find a pile of blood on a mule deer and that mule deer is still running. That mule deer is either going to die 5-6 miles away or he's not going to die at all." He said, "That whole thing, 2 hours looking for blood, you must be mad. You should have looked for half an hour and then you should have moved on." I said, "Nah, I just couldn't do it. I wanted to find it. Truly, I wanted to find it." Had a good shot on it, but what we think is I went in the front shoulder. It was like on a front all, and then it moved. It came up in a different spot. I was ready in this spot, but when he came back up the hill, he breached, so I had to turn. Anyway, you'll see that on video as well. So we didn't find him. That was day 3, I think. Well, the afternoon, the same day, again, we go to a different part. This time, we're on public. We're on BLM. I just said, I'd done loads of prep before we went to Montana. I was doing loads of e-scouting on Onyx. And I'd found this one spot. I said, I just want to check this out. You know, I'd done loads of, let me just go on a whim. And it was this off-road and trail. It hadn't been used. I could tell there was not many tracks there. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm doing it." So I went off-road, done a bit of off-road and all that stuff. And then come round this corner and this slammed on the brakes, bang. See a herd of mules here. Now, there was 2 bucks. There was one big buck who was obviously the boss buck, and there was one smaller buck, non-shooter, too small, but there was about 5-6 does. So I've slammed on. Well, I had my shot this morning, so now it's up to our Ash. So I said, dear, get out. So we got out and all that, and we're glassing them and this, that, the other. It's so funny. I think they were just under 400 yards away. Now, keep in mind, it's our Ash's first Western hunt, first rifle hunt, first time he's ever shot the 300 Win Mag. I'd got it sighted in to 300 yards. Well, this was 397, so, you know, it's a guessing game at that point for him. Shoots it. I see the buck. It bucked. So I said, "You've shot it." But the weird thing was, it stood there and then still was with these does. Nothing moved. I was like, "What the fuck?" So he shoots again and again and again. I was like, "Whoa, what is going on here?" I thought he hit it first time. He did hit it first time, but this fucker wasn't going down. But I will back him up on this one, because the whole time he had the gun and this deer in the sight, he was taking his time. He was being meticulous about it. He didn't want to rush the shot. But then he's got me next to him, and all this is on camera. You've got me next to him saying, "Have you got it? Can you see it? Shoot it." And then you've got Butch, who's sitting in the car, just sitting in the passenger seat. Is he going to shoot it? What's going on? Why isn't he shooting? And I'm like, I think you heard me on camera say, just stop, just take your time. Stop talking. Just everyone stop talking. Next thing, I turns around thinking to look at it, because I'm glassing and I'm filming. So I'm focused on the shot. So it looks like this. Our Ash is gone. Like, what the fuck? So it turns around, and here he is behind me, having a piss. I'm like, what is going on? I've got Butch to me right, who's non-stop. I'm trying to make sure our Ash gets his first fucking mule deer. We're in Montana, the best option. He shot, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, this was before the shot. Everyone's like, are you shooting? Are you shooting? Are you shooting? So I'm like, with the camera, trying to get the best shots ever. I'm like, are you going to shoot it? Look, he's having a piss. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here? So anyway, he turns around, shoots it. We recovered the deer. Bottom line, the deer got recovered. It was just one of them moments where I was like, and I'm not usually the same person in the group. That's not usually me. But at this moment, I had that feeling like, am I the only fucking sane motherfucker? It's so funny. Like, honestly, when you put this video together, it was just like everything, anything, all at once. It was just like that. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be. Anyway, so he shoots it. So when we got to the deer, that the first shot that he hit, that I could see where the mule deer kicked, I think that was the shot. But the deer are just so tough that they have to be. Like in the landscape that they're living on, the wind, the temperature, the snow through winter, you know, you're eating sagebrush and cactus and vast landscape. You've got to be so tough. Anyway, one of the shots went through the deer's bottom jaw, put a hole in the bottom jaw, a perfect hole in the bottom jaw. How he got that shot, no, I'll have no idea. And he wouldn't be able to make that shot if he meant it. So who knows? So it was just the one shot, the one in the jaw, which put a perfect hole, and the one shot, his first shot. So I guess it's just one of them. The deer would have died, but we wanted it down. Make sure. Unfortunate that we didn't recover the mule deer that I shot. Out on the same day, which would have been really cool. So anyway, so I think it was November 17th, which would have been day 5. We go out to a spot where we knew was loaded with does. We'd seen does. We'd spotted bucks on our first hunt, our very first ever Montana hunt. Then me and our Ash went out there the day after the snow, gumbo. We walked all the way back, and that's when I seen that buck breed the dog, same spot. 5 days later, we went back. Let's try it again. This hunt was amazing, and you'll see the emotion in the video and everything about it, because the way it planned out, the way it worked out was incredible. So we got there, we signed in, we done all that stuff. And as we're walking in, it's dark, obviously. So Butch says, I'll go this way and I'll drop down this side if you want to go this way. But when I look back at the Onyx map, the trail we took 2 days before, where we seen that buck breed, the doe in gumbo, we actually came in the wrong way. To the time we went on the first day, we were supposed to come in the other way. So Butch said, well, I'll go in the same way as we went. And I'm like, oh, we didn't do that the other day. So when I pulled up Onyx, we were taking the same route that we took 2 days before, and Butch was going the way that we went on day 1. So I was like, okay. So what we did was we pushed. So I think we walked maybe about 2/3 of a mile or something. And then we sat, and then it started getting a little bit light. So we glassed, we see down. Okay. We pushed 50 yards. Now, one thing I do explain on some of these videos is like 100 yards or 600 yards in Montana is completely different to 600 yards, 100 yards in Illinois. I cut the Montana yards on a couple of the video, because it's not a straight shot. It's you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, and you're coming all the way up to a cliff, and you're dropping all the way down. That's Montana for you. Tough terrain, hard terrain. So we pushed, we sat, we glassed. Okay, we've got doe. Started getting a little bit lighter, and 6:45 was sunrise. Okay. So as soon as we started in, then we pushed 50 yards, 100 yards. Then we got into a lovely position. We dropped down on the horizon on the side of the scope, set up the bulk depth. We had the gun ready. We had everything ready. It was perfect. We could see those. Now you'll see on the video, I couldn't really tell because it was so far away. At first, have we got a buck? Have we got? So there's a lot of discussion, a lot of confirmation. And now I'm looking through the scope, and I'm just saying to Arash, can you confirm, is that a buck? What happened was with my buck, it was with a doe, first light, and the doe walks away, not runs away, but walks away to our left and goes past us. So at this point, I'm thinking, that's the hunt over. She's gone, he's going to go, but he didn't. He stayed there and came in on an absolute string. String. But when Montana mule deer come in towards you, what happens is, you can see them at 500 yards, 600 yards, and then you don't see them, and then you're waiting there. So we had plenty of time, and our Ash is glassing, and I'm scoping, I'm getting yards, so it's all perfect. Then he breaches the next hill. There he is again. So you adjust. Okay, can you confirm? Can you confirm how many points, this, that, the other? And there's a lot of discussion going on. It was brilliant to watch. It was such a team effort. But he kept coming on a string. The wind was perfect. Directly in our face. He came in with the wind. Mate, honest to God, when you see, when we got the job done, I took a shot and dropped this buck. Dropped him on the spot. The reaction is pure, genuine emotion, mate. Honest to God, like both of us. He was so happy for me. I was so happy for me. It was just drop this buck on the spot. But again, going back to the toughness, and we've got this as well, all on film. We're about maybe 40 yards, 50 yards away from it. So I'm getting ready to, we're reaching the hill next thing. See this fucking buck running. So Arash gets all this on video. So I pull up, bang, shoots it again. Like, Arash is panicking. That can't be the same buck. You've just shot another buck. He's panicking. I said, there's not a chance. I said, that was my buck.
Yep.
So we reached the hill, see it, and obviously the buck that I dropped wasn't there. But there's a huge pile of blood. Like huge, just a big round circle. How this buck stood up, it was a frontal shot. And I love frontal shots. They're my best. I've done it with shotgun before. It drops them and kills them. So this one was down. We waited 25, 30 minutes. We made the walk. It got up and ran. I shot it again and dropped it again. So we approached it and just like, that was it. It was done. And I couldn't fathom that I just put this through your chest cavity, dropped you on the spot, waited 30 minutes, you'd done all this bleeding out. But that last little bit of adrenaline got you up and had you running off again. I couldn't believe it. I was just blown away. Anyway, I took a shot. The running shot that I took ended up hitting its back leg and completely shattering its whole back leg. So obviously that wasn't the kill shot, but that was the shot that dropped it, which I was happy about because, man, it was heading back there. It was heading back there. So I put it down and it just worked out so well. It was about 700 yards away from where we had the truck because what we did is we dragged it to a service road, which the cattlemen use for the trucks. We dragged it to a service road and I think we were about 600-700 yards away from the truck, Montana yards. When we went back, we got the deer cart. We came back, there was a game warden there. So we were talking to her and all that. Ended up getting permission to drive back. She said, is it on the service? I said, I promise you, it's right next to the service road. You can come down. It's tagged, it's gutted. It's 600 yards away, right through this fence. She said, all right, go. If anyone stops you, here's me cards. Just tell them I said you can go.
Perfect.
So we had the easiest collection ever. And when we got up to him, he was an 8-point. He was a 2x2 that was split all along. Not as big as Mass's Arash, but on the drive down there, boom, Arash literally says the words, literally says, I'd love a chocolate rack with ivory points. Was a 3x2 chocolate rack with ivory points. On the drive down there, I said, yeah, you know what? I'd love a 4x4, an 8 points at least. You know what I mean? And we both got it. I've got to give a shout out to the butchers, and I've got videos of them, and it's just phenomenal work. Now these are used to it because through the year, they're doing butchering of cows and cattle. They treated us like we were the first people that they'd ever come across. They butchered everything for us. They had it done in a 24-hour turnaround. This kid worked on the skulls as a side piece, $125. He had our ashes done in 3 days. And by the time I dropped mine off at the butcher's, I think it was on a Monday. Was it Monday or Tuesday or something? It was done 24 hours later. The meat was butchered. And the skull was done. So I know this kid had went home, finished work. He must have went home and carried on working on it. And it was just brilliant. The cuts were lovely. It's all that Treasure Trail processing in Glasgow, Montana. We backpack everything so you trip home. I think they freeze it. I forgot what she said, -16 or something. So it's flash froze, butchered, vac packed, and ready for you at such a quick turnaround. They also do European skull mounts, cheap, $125. We give them $150 just because of the turnaround on it. But Treasure Trail Processing in Glasgow, Montana, if you're ever in that area, I've got to give a massive shout out. We picked our meat up Wednesday morning, 6 o'clock, and we were on our way back home. By the time we got home at midnight that night, the meat was still solid. We had one bag of ice in a cooler, and the meat was still solid. Not a bit, not one tiny bit of defrost at all. Treasure Trail Processing in Glasgow, Montana. Absolutely amazing. So I want to thank them. I thank Eric. Eric's wife works there. Butch. Ash was my biggest support, keeping me going. To see him get his deer, for him to see me get my deer after all the talks, all the planning, it was just, honest to God, boom, it was amazing. Couldn't have asked for anything more, honestly.
No, I mean, we were all living through you guys, wishing you the best. Of course, I know, some of us, who talk to you all the time know how many years you've been waiting, and we were all hoping for you guys, and we're excited to see the bucks come back. And before I move on to one of my questions, Butch ended up getting one, correct?
Yeah, so what my dream would have been for him to get it. And on the last part of the last few videos I've got is, we put my deer in the butchers. Doesn't stop there though. We've still got one more tag to fill, so we get straight back out with Butch to try and get him. I was really hoping to see him shoot his deer before we left for Illinois camp. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to see him do it, but about 2 days after we left, we get the all-important text. He got his deer. So I was absolutely made up for him. We went with 3 tags. We were on a group. We applied as a group every year, and all 3 tags got filled. By the time we finished Illinois camp, we'd done 3,300 miles. We were in the Jeep for over 75 hours, and I worked it out. We literally drove from America to England across the Atlantic in the Jeep. So our Ash, and the game warden said, and this is quote, she said, "You're the furthest hunter that I've ever met out here in Montana." We did a lot of out-of-state hunters, Canada and all this, Washington, a lot of Washington. Illinois, and this, that, the other, New York. But she said, for you to fly from England 3,300 odd miles to Montana, and then he'd done 3,300 miles on the road, and had to do another 3,300 miles on the way home. I mean, the man clocked over 10,000 miles in 11 days.
I bet she loved you guys.
Oh yeah. We've seen deer every single day. Every single day. Our Ash got skunked once in Illinois, and I got skunked once in Illinois, morning sit, on the very last day. I didn't see a deer. Every day we've seen deer, thousands, antelope, at least in one.
Yeah, there's a lot of antelope. Yep.
Miles. These antelope just covered this hilltop for miles. Jackrabbit, coyotes look lovely out there. Massive, lovely coats. They seem like they were a lot bigger than Illinois coyotes, but I mean, I guess you'd have to be to fucking survive out there. Just pheasants, white-tailed doe, mule deer bucks. It was just every day we were getting into something. We were just being meticulous and, navigating the whole adventure. Brilliant. Honest to God, brilliant hunt.
All right, so my question's twofold for you when it comes to this Montana trip. We'll start with negative first, then we'll end with positive. What went wrong? Like what maybe you didn't prepare for, didn't know about, whatever, and then what went right?
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. There's only one thing I can think that went wrong, but it didn't go wrong. And if this is going to sound mad, you'll see it on my pre-video before we leave. You know, we're packing the Jeep, and you'll see it. I've got it a fast video. What are they called?
Hyperlapse or time lapse.
Done a time lapse of us, and on the very end of the time lapse video, you see me holding. I bought a 5-gallon gas drum. You see me holding it, and we've just got no space for it. Put it back on the shelf. There was only one thing, like one time out there when we went towards the Canadian border, we were off, you know, we were out there and all that, and my brain started getting a little bit worried because there's nothing for miles and miles, you know, and the tank started getting low, and all I was thinking is that going to shoot me in the foot? I was panicking at this point. I was like, what if we need gas? I bought it because we probably need gas, and here's me, just left it. But we were all right. We ended up getting back in time. We got to the gas station. We filled up, so it wasn't a problem. What went wrong? One thing I'm kicking myself at, that first buck that I shot at, I had the 30-06, and our Ash had the 300 Win Mag. Now, with me, there's always our Ash says use the 300 Win Mag, but my brain was saying, I really wanted him to take his first Big Western on the 300 Win Mag. It was sighted in it's a lot tighter than the 30-06. The groupings are a lot better, a lot tighter at 300 yards. So the 30-06 was just a backup gun, and he said, use the 300 Win Mag, and I thought, no, I want him to have the first shot and the first kill on the 300 Win Mag. And that's the only thing that I think I probably should have took the 300, should have used the 300 Win Mag. We both, the 30-06 is a good gun. Is a good gun. Everyone knows. It's got a Walmart scope on it. It was only ever to be a backup gun. This, that, the other, all excuses and all that I can throw in there. I had a good shot on the deer. It just didn't kill the deer. And we searched for 2 hours. But thinking back, maybe, should I have picked the 300 Win Mag up? Would the job have been done? Probably. That's the only thing. What went right? Everything. And this sounds so ridiculous to say it. All them miles, all these driving 100 miles a day, 12 miles on foot, this, that, and nothing went wrong. When I tell you, Boom, I said it at the beginning of the podcast, you couldn't have scripted this any better than the way it went. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I can put it down to, we were so meticulous in the planning, and everything that we built up, we bought the best of the best. We got laughed at some point. You know, Eric was, fucking hell, you got this, how nice Jeep, this, I said, yeah, I built it for Montana. Nice 300 Win Mag, big solid gun, brand new, this, that, the other, lovely. We had over planned so much, and we didn't buy crap. My motto is buy once, cry once.
I wish your brother-in-law would listen to that.
I wish he would too. Tell him all the time. If it means that you've got to save up for an extra month, wait the extra month. We bought, honest to God, the gear. I could have bought a shitty stove. I went out and bought the fucking Jet Broil base camp stove. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. This thing heats your kettle up in no time. Yep. Honest to God, everything that we had basically was almost brand new. I think the only things that we took which weren't brand new were the suits, and we've had them for 10 years. Honest to God, when I tell you, we were so meticulous about the planning, the procedures of everything, the setup. We visualized everything. Just for years, this is what we've been building up to. And honest to God, the way it just fell into place. After I dropped my deer, we celebrate. You'll hear our Ash on camera saying, I visualized it. I visualized this morning, lads. I could see it. I knew this was going to happen. It was like that the whole trip, honest to God. It was just brilliant. And you know what? It just goes to show you put your planning in, you put your hard work in, you take your time, you save up your hard-earned money, you buy the best of the best gear. Now, even at times you can have the best of the best gear and still miss or still not recover a deer. this, that, the other. But I honestly do believe having the best of the best gear just gives you that little bit of advantage. So
nope,
it's answer to your question, but it's an honest answer.
Yep.
I forgot the gas cam, which could have bit us in the ass, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And I probably should have picked up the 300 Win Mag at that Mule deer instead of using the 30-odd 6. But my brain, I really wanted that ass to take his deer on the 300 Win Mag. It was just better. It was sighted in better. It was tighter, harder hitting. It was a faster shot. I wanted him to ensure that he got his deer first. That's what I really wanted. I was already 2 deer in.
Yep. Nope. Completely understandable. So I guess to go off this a little bit, if somebody wants to go, they want to do that trip you just did.
Yeah.
Number one piece of advice.
Yeah.
You'd give them.
Start applying now. They've actually, I think they've just met within this last week. And for next year, for 2026, Montana's changing the amount of out-of-state tags that they're giving away. So figure it took us 3 years applying as a group to get our tag. It's probably going to be a little bit longer now. They've just changed that. And rightly so. We've seen deer every day. We were blown away. You know, when we got into Glasgow, Montana, it was pitch black. It was just before midnight. It took us an extra 30 minutes because I kept on stopping in the middle of the road because we seen, I think the count was 25 deer. It's on camera. And I was literally pulling my car on the side of the road, lighting them up with me high beams, just to look at them. They were so majestic, big, massive bucks and bachelor groups and does, and they were everywhere. I was happy. I was like, oh my God, so everyone's talking about the numbers are low and all that. I thought, well, we might not see anything. What if we don't see anything? We'll be lucky if we tagged out, but we've seen deer every single day. Majority were does. But when you go back and you're talking to Montana, you know, Eric Montana, he's saying, this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing at all. The numbers used to be so much bigger. Big freeze a few years back, it killed a lot off. And apparently they had stories like they used to give over the counter doe tags and you get out of staters coming in taking 8 or 9 does. I mean, to me, you know, that's ridiculous. Oh. You know, I'm going out to hunt to fill my freezer. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take anything more. You know, the Lion King song, Elton John, you should never take more than you give. And just take what you need. But apparently they decimated the numbers. So if you were going to do this, start saving now because the tag prices are astronomical. Now, this is for a deer, a buck tag. I think we ended up going up to $975. I think the first year when we applied for it, I think it was like, say, $850 or something with a fee on top. Now, if you don't get it, they're going to cut you a check and send it back. So I cashed the check, put the cash in an envelope, put it away until next March. Next March comes, everything that went up a little bit.
Is that 2 tags? You and Ash paying for that?
Oh no,
that's just you.
Okay. Each. So $850 it was 3 years ago, and then you've got to pay like a $25 service fee standard, but you don't get that back, so they'll just send you your tag. So you got $850 back. We cashed it. Next March comes, I think it's like $875, $880 or something, plus your 25 fee. We didn't get it. They sent the check back. We cashed it. We put it in an envelope. The next March came. I think it was like $920 or something in that ballpark, plus your service fee. So save up, start applying now. We did it as a group. The way it works with the group, if one of you get it, you all get it. You know what I mean? If none of you, one of you doesn't get it, then you don't get it. So it's going to take some time. They've cut the numbers back a little bit, rightly so. Money is going to be a big thing. Save up that. I can do a full breakdown of this with the gas, the mileage, all that sort of stuff. But we'd saved up $2,000. We had $2,000 cash, and we came out of it with some change. And that was after the processing. We paid for the Euro mounts, which were $150 each. And I think we paid $1,200 in gas there and back. Foods, we took a lot of it ourselves. We had fast food every couple of days when we were out and didn't want to stop. Just kept on going. But yeah, so that's my advice. Start now. Do it. You won't regret it. You will not regret it.
Some people, well, real quick before I go on this rant. Another way you can start building points up. Montana does do preference points only. So like Ryan and Ash were ready to go whenever they got the tag. So that's how you guys went that. Like I don't remember how many points I have in Montana, but I have some points in Montana. I just buy the preference points every year because I know, like, obviously I got 2 young kids, wife of the job I'm working. I got limited amount of vacation. I need to schedule ahead. Like, I'll pull the trigger on when, okay, I have enough preference points. I'm pretty sure I'll get it. Like 90% chance I'm going to get the tag this year, so that I can kind of work out when I can do that. And I don't know when I'm going to go to Montana. I know eventually I will be going. I just don't know when.
Real quick to jump on that one. After our first year of not getting it, we were very disappointed. So the next year we started buying preference points.
Mm-hmm.
So when you apply, we got 3 points, 1 for each hunter. So by the second year, we had 6 plus 3 preference points. And then last year when I applied, I asked everyone, I said, you can buy bonus points. And what was it, $100 each or something? We bought a bonus point each, which gives you just that can only be used on that application. You know what I mean? So it just gives you a little bit of extra. And then that's the year we ended up getting it. So I don't know, but
how many points did you have to get this one on top of your head?
To be honest, I've got no clue. But if I'm thinking of it now, 3 of us applied for 3 years, so that's 9. I think we bought preference points for at least 1 year, so that was 12. And then we bought a bonus point. We could have had between the 3 of us up to 15. So individually, probably at least 5, maybe 6. If we did preference points the last 2 years, it would have been 6 points each, and that was as a group 18.
Yep. So you hear that, everyone. It took them several years of planning. Now for me to go on my rant, and kudos to you. I've been very fortunate. My dad got me traveling out of state to do these hunts for years now. I have been around resident hunters, my whole life when it comes to Illinois here. And I can't tell you how many times people have told me, man, I would like to do that bear hunt. I'd like to do that mule deer hunt. I'd like to do that elk hunt. And they never do it. I'm going to do it once I retire. I know guys who are retired right now for 3 or 4 years and haven't done shit.
I can't believe we're going down this route. Look at me face. Carry on, because Montana Eric, I think the way you're going has exactly the same ramp, but I'm going to let you carry on. I just can't believe you're going to say what I think.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. These people, one day, today's the day. You're going now. And you only, number one, you get, as we all get older, and especially in the first responder lifestyle, we're all known to have heart attacks as soon as we retire, or, I might get in a fight tomorrow and tear my shoulder, you never know. You need to do these trips now while you can. And don't tell me you can't afford it when I know you got a new boat last year, you get a new side-by-side every couple of years. Oh, you get a new truck every other year, whatever. Or, you get a new bow every year. Listen, my bow's 10 years old. And now, am I probably going to get a new bow this year? Probably. But, budget. You can only do these adventures once. And I promise you, you're not going to regret it. Yeah, you're going to have some bad moments here and there, but it's all worth it. One of the worst hunts I ever did was the Colorado elk hunt. The second time I went with 3 other guys. We only saw 1 elk on public. And we got caught in a thunderstorm. We almost died. All these things. It's maybe my favorite hunt to this day, because we had so many laughs, so much stupid stuff happened, and yeah, we didn't kill anything. It was so much fun, and I learned so much. And I would do it again tomorrow. And one thing that our jobs, as the first responder lifestyle, I'm an officer, Ryan's a dispatcher. We can work overtime. A lot of these 9-to-5 jobs, it's just a salary position. You can't work overtime. I know I can do some quick math and go, if I pick up 10 overtime shifts this year, I just paid for this hunt. Yeah. And I know a lot of these people, a lot of these fellow first responders, I know they're doing that already, because they're like, ooh, I want a new gun. Ooh, I want a new truck. You're already doing that for these other toys. And guess what? Those toys are going to degrade and go away eventually. You can't take them with you. The memories will last a lifetime. And and it's just so much fun. And I can't stress enough. Go out and do it. And if you're fine, stay at home hunting, cool. Good for you. But I don't want to hear, man, one day I'm going to do it, because today's the day. You can do it.
That rant, I cannot believe that you did that rant. I sat with Eric, and I was talking with Eric, and I was just getting into how did you end up in Montana, because he lived in Wisconsin. He worked with Butch. That's how we met years ago. And he went on this whole story exactly, almost word for word. And I just got sick of it. I'm not getting any younger. I'm listening to these guys who are in the same position, same job. Oh, I wish I would do this, or I should have done this. And he said, you know what? He said, one day I just got sick of it. And I just said to my wife, we're going to Montana. And she's like, all right. He got up.
It's a good wife. That's a good wife there.
That's what he said. He said for a few weeks before, they were just looking, he ended up picking up one job, and then bang, they were gone. He said, because the amount of people that I've worked with who've sat there and will just non-stop talk, oh, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done this when I was younger, or I should have went to Montana years ago. He said, you only get one life. You know, if you're going to do something, just go ahead and do it. If you fail, you fail. This whole hunting journey for me, as you said before, I didn't grow up hunting. So this to me is in the last 10, 12 years. I'm trying to cram as much knowledge and hunting expertise into it. And I'm sharing my journey through the channel for newer hunters that also are thinking about it. And the amount of mistakes I've made, mate, and the amount of learning curves that I've had to do and stuff like that. And as you said, some of the best hunts you don't even kill on, but you'll never forget them. You know, it'll be memories that'll last an absolute lifetime. I can't believe you just went on that, because Eric said the same thing, and that's what got him out to Montana. And you know what he said? Don't regret a single thing. Yet they had hardships. Starting over, new states, you know, looking for jobs, getting new jobs and all that stuff, and finding places to live. And, you know, one of the most interesting facts that I got from the whole trip is Eric had said, you've heard of the middle of nowhere, haven't you? You know, when people say, oh, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I said, yeah. He said, well, what's this? So he pulls out his phone, gets Google, and says, middle of nowhere place. So if you Google middle of nowhere place, Google will spit back up straight away. The middle of nowhere is generally considered to be Glasgow, Montana. I think it's proximity to major cities. So in the entire United States, we were literally in the middle of nowhere.
That's awesome.
That's where he chose to live. So he went through transit. He said, I will never, ever regret this move. You've got Fort Peck Lake. He fills his freezer. Fort Peck Lake is incredible. It's the third largest man-made dam in the world, built by the government in the 20s or 30s. He gave us a tour, amazing. They're still finding dinosaur bones. He showed us the place where they process dinosaur bones in Fort Peck. He fishes there. It's got salmon, it's got trout, it's got your world-class smallmouth bass. It's got world-class everything. Fishes, he hunts, he'll do pheasant hunting. He's about to start goose hunting. He hunts and fishes every month of the year. And he lives, his wife works in the butchers, so they're constantly processing, trying new things. And that's the whole lifestyle. He's got his boat, he's got his 4x4, he's got his cabin, he's got his outhouse. It's Montana.
That's awesome.
He applies for every single tag every year. He has an antelope tag. One day he took us on a tour up by the Canadian border, not quite up there, but it was massive, like a state park type thing, but you can hunt there. Well, I've got an elk tag, so come on, I'll come along and I'll give you a little. I'm like, wait, what? You've got an elk tag? There's elk up there? He said, yeah, I mean, if we see one, I'll shoot one, like this is crazy. So he had an antelope tag. He just didn't want to hunt antelope this year, so he paid for the tag, but he paid for an elk tag. You know, he didn't hunt elk as much, but that's just the beauty of it. Can you imagine just sitting at home thinking, well, I've got an elk tag, an antelope tag, a mule deer tag, a whitetail tag, I've got my goose tag, my pheasant tag, you know, all of this. Your mind must be like,
it's definitely a different type of hunting lifestyle, because like here in Illinois, I'm focused on raising and managing mature bucks. That's what I want. That's my goal here on my farm. And it's a lot of common goal. A lot of people have that goal. But out west is a whole nother thing. It's opportunity.
That what you've just said there, I think, is the most important part. It's a common goal. Yep. So I know your neighbors, your pretty famous neighbors, and I know that they've got the same goal as you. And I think that's the most important part. Now, we'll come to see next year. Me and our Ash did that this year. We made the ethical decision. The freezer was full. We just harvested 2 mules here. We went to farm every single day during the first Illinois shotgun season. We could have tagged out every day, 1 buck, 1 doe, every day, each, every day, 3 days, every day. Morning hunt, afternoon hunt, buck, doe, we passed on everything. Don't know whether our mind was mangled a little bit for seeing these big, massive deer, but everything that walk just looked a little bit too small. We passed on the bucks, the 6 points, this, that, the other, but we went out and said, freezer's full, minimum 8. 8 or 10, shoot it. Now, I said to our Ash, listen, you flew all this way. If you want to shoot something, fill your tags. I can donate the meat. I've got people to donate it to. Fill your tags. But he made the ethical decision. We're going to pass. Now, with that being said, day 2, we had a drive right past us. And on this drive, they shoot everything. I got a text during second shotgun season. Are you out? I said, no, I'm thinking about coming out tomorrow. Are you out? He said, yeah, we've just done a drove. Only seeing 2 doe, flattened them. So now I was going to go out the last day of shotgun season. He texted me on the Saturday. I'm like, oh, well, they've just drove through the land. They only seeing 2 does. I'm only going to be trophy buck hunting. So I didn't go out because not everyone, I've got to take what I can get. You Correct. Don't. That's the most important part. It's got to be a common goal, and your area of hunters is doing a really good job.
Yep, and we're going to keep going that. Well, Ryan, we have been podcasting for an hour. This is a great podcast. Yeah, honestly, I'm just tickled to death for you guys. You guys put in the work. I know we've been talking about it for 3 years. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, one more question. What's next? What's the next thing for you guys? What are you thinking? Canada Bear?
I've been telling you this for a long time. Once that Montana's out, we would have done Canada already. We would have had that. We just want Canada. The funny thing is, it's my 40th birthday in just over a year. I'm 39 in March.
Old man.
My mum had texted me saying, pick an Alaska hunt, and I'll pay for you and
you're going to get me in trouble. If you're about to ask what I think you're about to ask, you're going to get me in trouble. But go ahead.
So what I was going to ask is, it's my 40th birthday, not next March, the March after, but my mum had said, if you want to do an Alaska hunt or a big hunt, me and your dad will pay for it for you and our Ash to go as a 40th birthday present. So what I was going to ask is, with that being said, I know you've just done your caribou hunt. Mm-hmm. I just want you to start thinking of it, because if there's something that we can do for me 40th and we can do it together, me, you, our Ash, and whoever wants to come, it doesn't have to be Alaska. Alaska would be brilliant. But I'd love a big 40th birthday hunt.
Well, we'll end this podcast and then we'll talk, and you'll probably get me in trouble, but there's a lot of options you can pick from. So that's just the scary thing. No, awesome. Again, super pumped for you and Ash. I have not, at the time of this podcast, I have not seen the footage yet. So like I said, you guys watching this, you should have saw some overlay, some teasers. I'm excited to start editing it. I'm really excited for what the year of 2026 is going to bring for the brand. We had a really good 2025 when it comes to meeting new people, having new experiences, and just had an all in all good time. And I think our mission's always been that first, take care of the first responders. I feel like here lately we're doubling down on that. and I love that. I love that. I feel like we're really, you know, taking strides and, you know, making our mission and trying to get other people out there. So again, thank you, Ryan, for all the help you have done in the past and everything you're going to do in the future with the brand. And just, again, super congratulations again.
Thank you.
And congratulations to Ash when he watches this. And yeah, I know I still got a little bit of hunting for 2025 into 2026. Maybe Ryan will get out again, you know, wait and see. But all in all, yeah, I think that's it. Ryan, would you like to end the podcast?
Yeah, I think the best way to end this podcast is, you know, even though it's an individual sport in the moment and you know, you're behind that trigger, that's you. That's all you. It's an individual. It truly is a team game for me. And, you know, when you're hunting with people that you love and your people that you're friends with and the community that you're in, when you're hunting with them people, that's when your experiences really come out, and it brings the best in people. It can bring out the worst in people. But when you've got people around you to help, you know, pick you back up when you're down, hunting is just like one of these games where it's mind blowing. And to do that hunt this year was incredible. So I thank Eric for putting us up, Butch for getting out there, our Ash for being there every single step of the way, the team for all the positivity and the support right the way throughout. Boom, always giving advice and guiding in the right direction and stuff like that. I'm excited where the brand's going. You'll know by now, I'm all for the brand. I hope it picks up. I hope it takes off. We deserve it. Give us a chance. Like, share, subscribe. We only need a couple of chances and we'll get us there. We're representing the Thin Blue Line. We are representing those that serve. We are grateful to everyone that serves. The bigger we get, the more we can do for the people that mean the most in our communities and societies. So help us out, give us that support, like, share, subscribe, and watch out for this Montana video. I'm telling you, I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to love it.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Like he said, go out and hunt. See ya.